Hello, Johnson and Wales. Carolina Gilcapi from State Adventures. I finally got all the availability for our students' 2026 trip to Costa Rica. So I'm going to jump on here, take about 10 minutes of your time, and go through the itinerary to show you what is included, how the logistics work. From here, we can tweak it in any way you'd like. So if it's too busy or if it is over the budget for the students, please let me know and I will work on it further. So let me share my screen. And here we go. I've included some of the photos from our last group, which I think is just so beautiful. And it was such an exciting group and a really full trip. So you will see that throughout this itinerary. So first, I started off with a quick little brief itinerary, so you know exactly where we are each day, what activities we're doing each day, and what meals are included. As you see, I included at least 2 meals per day. And then on 2 of the days, they will have 3 meals a day. I try to do as much as possible so that you don't have to dip into extra budget for meals, and also so that we have something arranged, something special, not just having the kids go and eat at the hotel restaurant. So let's go through the details. February 28th, they're going to take their international flight into San Jose, Costa Rica. There are two airports in Costa Rica, so we want to make sure that they fly into San Jose, not Liberia. And also so that they don't make the mistake of booking their international flights to San Juan, Puerto Rico, because that's a different country and that has happened before. So I want to make sure everybody has a clear idea of where they're flying from, what airline, and I can review them and approve them. But we will arrange up to 3 separate transfers that seem to have worked last year as well. So if people are arriving at different times, we will have 3 separate cars picking them up and making sure everyone is attended to and taken to the hotel. So the first night is just a day to group together, make sure everybody arrives. We're going to be in San Jose for the night. Once everybody's in, you're going to meet your guide. That's going to be with you for the duration of the trip. And we're going to take the students out for perhaps, if it's early enough, for a little walking tour around San Jose. If it's evening, then we're just going to go straight to our typical dinner, a welcome dinner for everybody, so we can get to know each other and then prepare for our journey the following day. So then March 1st is our first full day of touring. We're going to be traveling from San Jose to the area of Arenal, which is the volcano region where we will spend the next few days. But on the way, we will visit some sites. So it's going to be a full day tour. After breakfast, we're going to go to the Doca coffee plantation. It's one of the oldest family plantations here. They have a fantastic tour, tastings, chocolate. They have the ox carts there. They have, it's very hands-on, so the students can learn how to dry the coffee and really walk through the plantation and learn all about it. Everybody that works there is either family or really passionate about coffee. And I think it's a great start because Costa Rica is so known for coffee. And of course, the students will get to taste some coffee as well. Then we will also go to Sarchi, and Sarchi is a famous town filled with artists that paint the that paint the ox carts. So we will meet one of the famous ox cart painters there. He is well known. He's quite a celebrity, has a lot of flavor to him, and we will take a class of painting our own Sarchi wheel, and it's harder than it sounds, but this was a huge hit last year. And in Sarchi, we will go for a typical lunch before we get back on our bus and drive all the way to our hotel in Arenal. And our hotel is Hotel San Bosco. This is a property that has a view of the volcano. It has a pool. It's a great place because we're going to be close to the park, but also right near the village. So if we want to go out for dinner, we can. There's an opportunity to do that. These areas that we're going to be staying in both Arenal and on the coast, are safe, are very laid back. So if students do want to arrange like going in a small group into town, we can certainly arrange it. But of course, we have our guide, we have our driver, and we have our bus. So if we all decide, you know what, dinner is on our own, but we want to eat together, we can arrange it together as well. So all throughout the hotels, every student will have their own bed. And we will either do double rooms or triple rooms, depending on how many female and male students we have, so that we can separate them. And the teacher will always have his own room. So the following day, it's all about the volcano and all about touring the highlights of Arenal, and we're going to have all our meals included. So we're going to start off with a morning hike of the national park, which is the Arenal volcano, and then we're going to go to a local finca. So finca is a traditional working ranch. So here we're going to learn all about food that is produced here in the Arenal region. So all the vegetables and the fruit, the juices that get exported, the coffee, the chocolate, the cacao beans. So this is a great hands-on experience again, especially for our culinary students, especially for sustainability students. They're going to learn from a family that lives here, works here, and thrives here. Costa Rica is huge into sustainability, so this is a great topic to cover. So they're going to taste their way through the farm, have a beautiful meal there, and then we're going to also go to hot springs tonight. So the reason that we chose the Hotel Bosco is because it's right next door to the to Arenal Volcano Lodge, and they have their own hot springs, so we can literally walk over, have dinner there, have access to the hot springs, so the kids can go into the hot pools, which is famous here in Arenal, and really a lot of fun. So day 4, March 3rd, we're going to continue exploring. So it's our third full day in Arenal. So we're not switching hotels. We're going to be here for 3 nights. And here we're going to get really active. So we're going to go zip lining in the morning, which is thrilling. It's an adventure, but completely safe. Costa Rica is known for zip lining. They kind of put that on the map of the world. They used to have the highest and the longest before Dubai stepped in. But it's a very exciting experience for everybody. And then afterwards, we're going to go to the hanging bridges. So we discussed the cloud forest. This is the cloud forest. If we were to continue to Monteverde, this is what you would experience: hanging bridges, cloudy atmosphere. Well, we have that here in Arenal as well. So I wanted you to make sure the kids have an opportunity to see what that's like. The hanging bridges are really exciting because you're at eye level with sloths and monkeys and tropical birds. So, and plus in the distance, you always see the volcano. So we will definitely get our steps in here. There's multiple hanging bridges, and we will have lunch there in the park. And then this afternoon, late afternoon, we're going to go to our cooking class. So cooking classes in Costa Rica are very different than anywhere else I've done them in the world, because they're outdoors, they're very casual. Everyone participates. There's a big a wood burning oven in the middle, and everybody takes part in chopping and cooking and frying, and we will have a beautiful dinner here. This is an opportunity for the kids to cook, to learn recipes, but also to chat with a local family. There'll be chickens running around, and we'll be participating, maybe collecting eggs and things like that. But it's very casual and a lot of fun, and one of the highlights of the trip. And then day 5, after our really full experience in Arenal, we're going to get on our bus again with our guide, with our driver. Everybody stays the same. We don't change our team. The team will be the same throughout the trip. The bus will be the same throughout the trip. And we will drive about 4 hours from Arenal to the coast, to the Pacific coast. So here we're going to break the drive up and stop at a really fun little place to have lunch, so that the kids can get out. There's some fruit stands there, and they can really see some just another rustic community. And then we're going to get to the coast. And instead of Manuel Antonio, which I originally had in mind for our group, we're going to go a little bit further, just a little further, 45 minutes past Manuel Antonio, to Dominical. So Dominical is a small village. It is what Manuel Antonio probably was 30 years ago. Very rustic. You'll see people walking barefoot. It is a beach community, but there's a proper little village. And we will stay in a hotel called Hacienda Baru. So Hacienda Baru, and I put a map here for you, is like a self-contained hacienda. So they have their own restaurant, pool, all the everything you need is on hand. They have their own guides to go into the jungle. They are very close to the beach. So they have a trail that directly goes to the beach. So if the kids have free time, we can definitely walk together in a small group or get the guide to come with us. But they also have trails into the jungle. I mean, this is a national park. This is very, very rustic and remote. And there's even cats here, like jaguars. So we can go jaguar tracking at night. So that first night when we get there, we've been sitting in a bus for 4 hours. We're going to take the kids out on a night hike. So night hikes are usually all about spiders, bats, frogs, activity, just the sounds of the jungle at night. But it is so beautiful. We leave before sunset and we obviously come back after dark, and it's just such a thrilling experience. So we're going to do that when they arrive. Then the following day, we're going to get some adventure going again, and we're going to go whitewater rafting. It's a really wonderful experience. The season that we're going is dry season, so the rafting is only level 2 or 3, so it's not as straight, crazy, and it's not as scary. So it's a lot of fun. And then of course there's waterfalls. There's a beautiful lunch arranged. We're going to be outdoors the whole day, and then come back to our hotel and have an afternoon free. That's when they can walk to the beach. That's when they can visit that little rustic village and really enjoy the hotel itself. And on our last full day, I left the best for last. We're going to spend the day in Manuel Antonio. So Manuel Antonio is an actual national park. It's the most famous, the most visited national park in Costa Rica for many reasons, the abundance of wildlife, but also the amazing cove beaches. So we're going to have a lot of time to go swimming, hiking through the forest. It's all flat, so it's quite easy. There's no strenuous hills or anything. The guide stays with us throughout the trip. So on all the excursions, he'll be rafting with us. He'll be zipping with us. He'll be going to Manuel Antonio with us. He will bring his scopes. This is one of our guides there. We will see sloths and monkeys and iguanas and so much activity, and sometimes dolphins in the water. So it's a really wonderful tour. And when we end the tour, the actual trail spits us out in the village of Manuel Antonio. And so the village has a market, has a bustling life there. We're going to have lunch arranged, and we're going to end our tour in Manuel Antonio with a fun salsa class so that the kids can do yet another activity, something local, something fun. This is our last night in Costa Rica. So perhaps as a group, we will decide to stay in Manuel Antonio, have dinner together, or arrange something at Baru at the hotel. So you let me know after we discuss how many students we have, what we can do this last night. But I ended it with our lunch, salsa class, and then go back to our hotel. And then on March 7th, depending on what time the first student books their flight, which I tell everybody nothing should be before 1 p.m., we will get back in our bus and drive about 3 hours to the airport. So if we're driving 3 hours, and the first flight is at 1 p.m., we're going to leave quite early. So the later the flights are, the better. And we will make sure everybody has plenty of time for checking in, because the airport is a safe place for people to wait. So if somebody has to wait a few extra hours, we will do that. I always book my flight last so that I know exactly when the last student is departing, and that way I know that they'll be taken care of. So that is the trip. And so this particular trip, with everything that I mentioned included, is $23.99 per student if we have 12 students. That includes our teacher in their single room, and they would have to book their international flights on top of this. So please let me know where we are. Is this within a budget for 12 students, or do we want to extend the group to maybe 18 students so that we can bring that cost down per person? These are all things we can discuss. Thank you so much for taking the time to listen to the description of the trip. Happy travels, and I look forward to your notes.